BBC News presenter Shaun Ley halts live broadcast as he struggles with sneeze.
Elizabeth Hurley, 56, puts on a very busty display as she dances on the streets in the latest sizzling Instagram post.
The Chase fans gobsmacked after mishearing players' favourite naughty hobby.
Hello, and welcome to Barely Contained, the only celebrity journalism podcast that in this mixed up, crazy world is genuinely worth the downstream. I'm Chris Beckett, and I'm joined as ever by Matt Withers.
Hello there, Chris. I believe that's a reference to Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries.
It is indeed.
Yep, a reference which will probably be dated by the time people come to listen to this episode.
Yeah, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, Matt, have you got some showbiz morsels for us today?
Yeah, I'm going to start off with a story on the Mirror Online. It's by James Brinsford, the senior showbiz reporter. So we know that this is not a story that could be delegated to a junior.
No.
And it's headlined, BBC News presenter Shaun Ley halts live broadcast as he struggles with sneeze.
Well, I'm already intrigued. I have to say, having read this story, as a bit of a, listener advisory, there is a line in this that I would regard as one of the most ridiculous in the history of this podcast. Yeah. See if you can listen out for it.
Yeah, listen very carefully and see if you spot this particular line. Shaun Ley, who has struggled with sneezing live on air, was once again having to bring his live broadcast to a halt as he tried to suppress another tickly nose.
Another one. God, Shaun, get it together.
Shaun Ley had to bring a live broadcast to a halt as he struggled to suppress a sneeze while reading the news. The 52-year-old BBC News presenter is no stranger to having problems with sneezing live on air, and on Tuesday afternoon, he was once again struck by a tickly nose.
Oh, tickly nose Tuesdays.
While he is usually the weekday evening news presenter, on Tuesdays he appeared on our screens to host the afternoon news as news was breaking from Downing Street amid the Partygate investigations.
Thing is, you don't want to get someone with a tickly nose on in the daytime, hay fever.
Yeah, that's it. He really needs to be confined to the evenings, lest his tickly nose intrudes on breaking matters of state.
Exactly. Dose him up on Claritin during the day and then unleash him.
With news that Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Chancellor Rishi Sunak had both been fined for breaching COVID-19 restrictions, rules that they themselves had introduced. Oh, little bit of politics there. Little bit of politics.
I was going to say, maybe you could argue some more important stories.
Yeah. Well, that's not what we deal with on this podcast. Shaun was bringing the news to the nation of the fines which had been issued by the Metropolitan Police when he had the feeling he was going to sneeze.
Oh, you just know it, don't you?
Yeah. Yep. While the experienced presenter thought he could ride it out, the possibility he was going to cut loose with a sneeze live on air became too much of a realistic proposition.
I can't believe I didn't see this live. It would be a car crash.
Cut loose with a sneeze. As he reported about the controversy in Downing Street, Shaun was about to quote Liberal Democrat MP Ed Davis, which I assume is the leader of the Liberal Democrats, Ed Davey.
Yes, I think you're very much right.
That poor guy cannot catch a break. He can't even get his name correct in an article about a man sneezing. I think the pollsters say that is the absolute point of desperation.
Yeah.
You can't get your name right in a sneeze story. They call it the tickly nose test.
Yeah, exactly.
He then had to bring a halt to the broadcast as he battled to suppress the sneeze appeared to be in vain, telling viewers, "Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze."
Wow. At least he was straight with them.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to be on the BBC. Piers Morgan would have blamed the sneeze on someone else.
Yeah, exactly. He'd have stormed off.
Yeah. And then claimed that the woke warriors don't allow you to sneeze on air anymore.
Exactly.
Taking a deep breath and holding his hand to his mouth, Shaun paused for a number of seconds as viewers waited with bated breath for him to let it go.
Maybe there's quite a few viewers. I don't know if watching someone sneeze is the same as watching someone yawn, but there could be a potential domino effect.
I think it might be is it ASMR that people are into on the internet? They find it quite comforting.
Okay.
Do you get the impression, Chris, that James Brinsford, the senior showbiz reporter, is in on the joke here?
Yeah, well, I think so. Yeah.
Disappointingly so. But Sneeze fans were left disappointed as Shaun finally removed his hands from his mouth and looked sheepishly at the camera after the feelings subsided.
Sneeze fans.
And that, listener, is the greatest line in the history of this podcast.
Sneeze fans were left disappointed.
Sneeze fans were left disappointed.
And I just like the way they describe it. Like, he looked sheepishly as though he hadn't done what he'd promised.
Yeah, that's it. Oh dear. He told viewers, "I think I got away with it." The moment was then posted on Twitter, with one viewer describing it as the most British thing I've ever seen. I don't really know what that means. A man saying he was going to sneeze and then not sneezing, somehow the most British thing they'd ever seen.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not quite convinced by that.
As the video went viral on social media, other Twitter users pointed out that Shaun is no stranger to apologising to viewers for sneezing suddenly mid-sentence.
Well, it's good that he still feels the need to. It doesn't, he doesn't just sneeze and go, deal with it, guys. You're used to this now.
He's not like coughing Bob Fleming on the Fast Show.
Yeah.
He has often seemed as surprised as the viewers watching when he has the need to sneeze. And it's not the only time his actions have gone viral.
And they mean viral there in the terms of, being popular on social media and the like, rather than,
as opposed
actively, worryingly viral.
Yeah, spreading his germs around. Last summer, on the hottest day of the year, Shaun was seen presenting in suit jacket, shirt and tie until the camera panned out at the end of the bulletin. At that point, viewers were delighted to see that he was also wearing shorts and deck shoes as the temperatures soared.
Well,
it finishes. Do you have a story to sell? Get in touch with us at webcelebs@mirror.co.uk or call us direct 0207 2933 033. Do you think that's how they got this story? Somebody rang up the news desk, went,
yeah.
Man on the telly just said he was going to sneeze, but he did not do a sneeze.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable how you could find that.
A few comments on this. The unlikely named Monty McGurk said, man sneezes, world stops, heaven preserve us. Speakers I find, so somebody with a name like that's going to have something pretty controversial to chuck out there.
Yeah.
Speakers I find says, looks a bit like Aid Edmondson.
Is that fair? Scrolls up.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say kind of
a little bit.
Late period Aid Edmondson. Yorkshire Lad 01 said, when that happens, it means someone above is talking about his future or the lack of.
Not sure about that. That all sounds a bit sinister.
Yeah, I've got absolutely no idea what that means.
As though senior BBC bigwigs are looking at his tapes going, this guy's sinuses are a problem.
Finally, Jules66 says, I never watch him anyway because of his nasal way of speaking.
Oh, wow. Well, that was very enjoyable.
That was a good way to kick off the episode with the sneezy man. Chris, I believe you've got a story about the 1990s is Elizabeth Hurley.
1990s is, yes, indeed I do. And it is by Cody Bullen for Mail Online. And the headline, Elizabeth Hurley, 56, puts on a very busty display in a plunging black mesh dress.
Black mesh dress?
In a plunging black mesh dress as she dances on the streets in the latest sizzling Instagram post.
It's a while since we've done one of these kind of very traditional, very busty display stories. They seem to have gone out of fashion a little bit. It's good to see them back.
Well, you say that, but our man sneezing there got a grand total of 4 comments, whereas this one is clocked in already at 196.
Yes.
So, beat that. Elizabeth Hurley put on a very busty display on Thursday as she danced around in her latest sizzling Instagram video.
Oh.
The actress, 56, flashed her ample assets in the revealing mesh black dress as she showed off her best moves on the streets.
Seems a while since we talked about ample assets. Also, Elizabeth Hurley, actress. I mean,
wow, not for a while.
Not for a while. I believe she was in a very poorly received Christmas Netflix film last year.
Yes, I mean, I also think, do you want to show your best moves off on the street? I thought it was more, leave them on the streets, show them off in the sheets or something along those lines. Elizabeth looked incredible in the post shared with her 2.3 million followers, but joked that she was, in quotes, embarrassing her friends. They didn't look embarrassed. Elizabeth looked youthful as she sported a bronzed makeup palette, which accentuated her natural features and a glossy lip. The model wore her brunette tresses in loose curls and accessorized with a dazzling diamond choker. She beamed for the camera while her pal operating it asked what she was doing, and she replied, "I don't know," in a high-pitched voice.
This really sounds like absolute solid gold material.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good job that they're filming absolutely everything. Elizabeth captioned the post, "How to embarrass your friends, #special skill."
And now it takes an abrupt about turn, this story.
Yes, I mean, it does it does very much apply the handbrake. It comes after Elizabeth was slammed by fans for posing in a holiday picture holding delicate starfish.
Yeah.
Not a euphemism.
No, it's not starfish as in the kind of Limp Biscuit way.
Exactly. She showed
off
off
the teenagers there.
Exactly. All those Limp Biscuit fans now in their late 40s. She showed off her incredible physique in a blue bikini recently, but many have called her out for taking the animals out of the water as they could die.
I mean, that is an abrupt handbrake turn in the one sentence.
Yeah, I mean, she's suddenly gone from dancing in the street to being a starfish killer.
Yeah, it's gone in one sentence. It's gone from her incredible physique in a blue bikini to death. Death of a starfish.
According to World Animal Protection, you should never touch or remove a starfish from the water, as this could lead to them suffocating. I mean, I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I don't think I've ever seen a starfish in the wild outside of an aquarium. But no, you should never take them out of the water, not even if you were the star of Austin Powers 2.
Exactly. Kids, leave them alone. In addition, sunscreen or the oil on human skin can harm sea creatures, as every starfish is made up of soft and thin tissue, and they can be highly contaminated with bacteria passed on through human touch.
Incredibly scientific, this story about a busty Instagram post.
Yeah. During the sun-soaked holiday, Elizabeth took great pride sharing a photo of her, in quotes, rescuing the 2 starfish. Found these magnificent starfish alive but stranded on the beach. They're now happily back at the bottom of the sea, she posted on Instagram.
Yeah, they do look delighted, to be fair.
I was thinking happily back at the bottom of the sea, like, sort of someone who has annoyed the mafia.
Yeah. I think no suggestion, of course, that Elizabeth Hurley put concrete boots on these starfish before chucking them back in.
She didn't need to, Matt. She'd already rubbed them with aloe vera and sentenced them to death. Yeah. One disgruntled fan wrote, "They are extremely delicate and most likely won't survive once you take them out of the sea and manipulate them." If there was any manipulation going on. "You just killed those stars by taking them out of the water," another commented. Elizabeth slipped into a tiny blue string bikini for the snap, which revealed her ample cleavage and honed abs as she posed with the starfish.
So many changes in tone in this story, aren't there?
And that is it.
Yeah, that is the story. That's the story.
There's some good comments here. Let's have a look.
I like Always on the Run in San Fernando Valley, who says, which?
It's a bit, obviously a starfish fan.
And Green Peso in London just says, jiggle, jiggle, jugs.
I mean,
J. Rocco in Nunya in the United States said, I would lick between her toes. Yes, yes, I would.
It's quite a divisive comment, that, because for every person who likes it, at least 2 people have disliked it.
Yes, yeah, it's really, really divided people. And Chris SS26 in the United Kingdom says, like a drum.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means.
No idea what's meant by that.
But it's got a lot of likes, so
It's got a lot of likes.
He's got his finger on the pulse more than us. And actually, did you notice his address was Smoggy Smogland?
Oh,
perhaps
yeah.
a reference to the Sun Tots cartoon series. Matt, what are you going to play us out with today?
I am looking at a story on the Daily Star online. It's by Becca Barnard, and it's headlined, The Chase Fans Gobsmacked After Mishearing Players' Favourite Naughty Hobby.
Ooh, sounds like a quite titillating one.
Yep. The Chase viewers couldn't believe their ears when they thought one contestant told presenter Bradley Walsh that she enjoys a very naughty activity on the ITV game show.
Is it plucking starfish out of the water, condemning them to death?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The chirpy Cockney everyman was like, what hobbies have you got when you're not doing the chase? And she was like, I like to go out in my bikini and slaughter starfish with my aloe vera.
You can't really carry on after that, can you? I'm not sure what Bradley would do.
Yeah, I would love to see Walter's reaction to that sort of thing. The Chase fans were initially gobsmacked when one contestant told Bradley Walsh about her hobbies. The X-rated comment confused viewers before they realised what she really meant.
Okay, X-rated.
Yeah. Callan, who told Bradley that she was a professional hypnotherapist, answered Bradley's question when asked what she likes to do to switch off.
Right.
The Cardiff-based therapist told him, I like cooking, I like gardening, I can play bridge.
So she was based in Cardiff, but originally from somewhere else?
Yeah. No, that was...
Maybe.
Viewers did a double take as they misheard her first statement and took to Twitter to confirm what they had heard. One tweeted out, did she say she likes cocaine?
Is that X-rated?
I mean, it's technically illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe it's me, but I kind of associated it with going to be something. Assumed it was going to be something sort of sexual.
Yeah, well, that's your mind, Chris.
Probably.
That's your problem, isn't it? Another one wrote, I heard cocaine the first time, while another agreed that it wasn't just them.
It's good to see solidarity on Twitter. So many fights that it's good that they can all agree that they might have misheard something said by a contestant on the chase.
Yeah. Despite the comedic mishap, some fans decided to clear it up and confirmed that she definitely said cooking.
Oh, here comes the fun police.
Callan made it through her cash builder and head-to-head rounds against chaser Shaun Ley to the final leg of the competition. She got through with her co-stars Seb and Steve, and between them, the team managed to collect £41,000.
That is going to buy you a lot of cocaine.
Will it? I don't know. Again,
well, maybe not. I don't know.
I bow to your superior knowledge.
I have no knowledge.
Bradley addressed the gutted group after Wallace beat them with 1 minute and 41 seconds to go. He addressed the ladies and gentlemen and called their loss what we described as a thrashing. Bradley Walsh was left baffled in a recent episode after a very unusual question arose. This is not related to the main story about the mishearing. This is a little bit of padding.
Okay.
He asked one contestant to name how many bees out of the 20,000 species in the world are honeybees, to which he appeared completely stunned. The presenter claimed that he can't believe there were so many, as he thought there was just honeybee and bumblebee. Little Bradley Walsh impersonation there.
Nice.
Chaser Mark Lebet answered incorrectly, and Bradley told him there were actually 700, which he said he couldn't believe there were so few. Fans ripped into the Chaser on Twitter, and one even claimed that his fellow Chaser, Dara the Menace Ennis, would have known the answer. Viewers also called out the show and branded it an absolute fix due to a particular set of questions.
Yeah, I mean, the beekeepers, they're going to be favourite for this one.
Both contestants were caught by the Chaser. Some fans said that the rounds were so hard, while another asked what on earth the questions were about. The Chase is weekdays from 5 p.m. on ITV.
Exactly. I mean, you can't make everyone happy.
And there are no comments on that story.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, cocaine, cooking. Yeah. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, we really should.
Yeah,
but
let's call this episode off.
Let's do it. Yeah, but it was a good one, I think.
I think it was okay.
Yeah.
But
should you wish to, get more from your barely contained experience, I would recommend you go to our Twitter site, which is at @barely_pod, or you can visit us on Facebook by going to Barely Contain the Podcast, and you can pick up some extra bits and bobs there from time to time.
Yes, you can, highly irregularly. And it would be just downright smashing were you to go to whichever podcast provider you are listening to this on, be that Apple or Google or Spotify or Amazon or whatever floats your boat. Leave us a little review, 5 stars, please. And then just get the message out there. Share it with your friends. Put it on the information superhighway.
Absolutely. Especially to all you Sneeze fans out there. This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Yeah. Yeah. One for the Sneeze fans.
Exactly. All right, Matt. Well, I think that's us done and dusted. So it only remains for me to say thank you very much as ever.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Matt.
Bye.
Bye.